Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a close look at something, well, pretty vital for every homeowner in Fair Lawn, New Jersey, and, the surrounding Bergen County area. We're talking about your roof. We've been digging into the details of AvantGarde Construction's roofing services, and, yeah, there's definitely more to it than you might think just looking up.
Absolutely. It's easy to just think, oh, it's the shingles on top, right?
Yeah.
But what we found in their info really highlights how it's a much more intricate system. It's all interconnected.
Interconnected.
Especially here. I mean, in our region, you've got everything from really hot summers to freezing winters, and sometimes those intense storms roll through. So understanding the details of quality roofing, it's really paramount.
Okay, so let's unpack this integrated system idea that AvantGarde keeps mentioning. It sounds like it's way more than just, nailing down some new shingles. What's this holistic approach actually mean for someone, say, in Bergen County, trying to protect their house?
Well, what's really interesting is how they describe their installation and replacement process. They're really focusing on those foundational bits that often get overlooked, but are just critical for how well a roof performs long term, especially in our climate.
What sort of things?
Okay, so think about the underlayment first. That's that layer under the shingles. It acts as this really crucial second defense against water.
Ah, well,
And given Bergen County's freeze-thaw cycles, where ice dams can actually push water up under the shingles, a quality underlayment is, well, it's non-negotiable.
makes sense.
And they also stress proper flashing. These are like custom-fitted metal pieces, waterproof shields, basically. They go where the roof meets something else, like a chimney or a wall. Super vulnerable spots.
All right, you see those metal bits.
Exactly. They stop leaks right at those joints.
All right.
And then there's ventilation and drainage, making sure air flows right through your attic. That helps control temperature and stops moisture building up, which is a huge issue in our humid summers. And good drainage, well, that just gets water off the roof structure.
Right, okay. And I saw they detail a 10-step replacement process. Sounds really thorough, starts with the inspection, goes all the way to the warranty stuff. And they make a point about using premium materials from manufacturers they trust. What kind of choices are we talking about for someone here in Bergen County?
Yeah, the sources show a pretty good range, actually, to fit different needs, different budgets. Asphalt shingles are like the most common. They give you a good balance of cost and performance.
Standard choice, yeah.
But it's interesting. They really emphasize premium architectural shingles. These tend to look a bit nicer, more dimensional, but they also usually have better wind resistance. That's a real plus with some of the gusts we can get.
Good point.
Then, for homeowners wanting something maybe a bit more distinctive and top performance, there are designer shingles. These can mimic the look of, say, slate or wood, but you get the modern benefits, less maintenance.
Oh, interesting.
And for homes that have those slatted roof sections or low slope roofs, they do single-ply membrane systems. Think of these like big, really durable, waterproof sheets, maybe rubber or plastic, sealed together. Creates a seamless barrier, essential for those low slopes where water doesn't run off as fast.
It's good to know there are options beyond just the usual shingles, especially with all the different house styles you see around Bergen County. Okay, but what about when things, go wrong? The info also talks about their repair services. It sounds like it's more than just a quick patch job.
Precisely. Yeah, their approach to repairs seems focused on finding and fixing the root cause of the problem, not just like the symptom you see right now.
If there's a leak.
Right. If you've got a leak, they won't just slap some sealant on the spot. They'll investigate. Is it a cracked shingle? Is the flashing around a vent pipe maybe failing? Or something else entirely? This thoroughness is really key to stopping the problem from just coming back again and again, and it helps your roof last longer overall.
Makes sense.
They handle all the usual suspects. Replacing damaged shingles, fixing flashing, dealing with storm damage, problems where the chimney meets the roof. All stuff homeowners in our area unfortunately run into.
That makes total sense. Yeah, a quick fix might stop a drip for a bit, but the real issue could still be lurking, causing damage you don't even see. I was also interested in their roof maintenance programs. Sounds like a pretty smart way to maybe avoid those big headaches later on.
Yeah, think of it like preventative care, but for your roof.
Okay.
These programs usually involve regular checkups, inspections to catch small things before they get big. Gutter cleaning, that's crucial with all the rain we get, keeps water flowing away from your foundation. Minor repairs on the spot. Even treating things like moss or algae, which can actually degrade roofing materials over time, especially if you've got shady spots.
Which lots of properties in Bergen County do.
Exactly. And they check your attic ventilation as part of this too, making sure that critical airflow is happening. By doing this kind of proactive stuff, homeowners can really potentially extend their roof's lifespan quite a bit and hopefully avoid those sudden expensive emergency repairs.
And speaking of the unexpected, it's good they mention offering emergency roof services too. We all know New Jersey weather can be unpredictable.
Yeah, that commitment to a fast response, especially after a storm hits, that's a real benefit. They talk about providing temporary protection like tarping to stop more water getting in right away. That immediate action can be critical in, minimizing damage during a bad storm.
Definitely.
And then, of course, they follow up with the permanent repairs.
Hmm.
Plus, and this is a big one, they mention helping out with insurance claims. That can be a huge relief for homeowners trying to figure out the paperwork after storm damage.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, now let's zero in on what AvantGarde specifically brings to homeowners right here in Fair Lawn and Bergen County. The sources really talk up their local expertise. How does that actually help someone like you or me?
Well, that local knowledge is, it's a significant advantage, really. They know the specific weather we deal with, the heavy snow we can get in winter, the intense summer heat, those occasional strong storms.
Right.
So that means they understand which materials, which installation techniques are actually going to hold up best under these conditions and protect your home effectively over the long haul. They've also likely worked on lots of the common house styles in our neighborhoods, so they know how to make sure the result looks right, aesthetically pleasing.
And they really seem to highlight the importance of proper attic ventilation. That sounds like a big part of their philosophy for Bergen County homes. Why is that such a big deal?
Okay, so this is really critical to grasp. Proper attic ventilation is fundamental. It's key to the health, the longevity of your entire roofing system. Think of it like your roof needing to breathe.
Okay.
In our hot summers, ventilation lets all that superheated air escape. Otherwise, your attic becomes an oven, literally baking your shingles from underneath. Not good.
Wow, yeah.
Then, in winter, it helps prevent moisture buildup from condensation. That condensation can lead to mold, wood rot, even mess up your insulation's effectiveness. And proper airflow is also crucial for preventing ice dams in those freezing Bergen County winters.
Ice dams, right. Always a worry.
Exactly. Ridge vents, which they mention using often, they run along the peak of the roof. They work passively, just letting that hot, moist air rise and escape. It creates this natural, continuous airflow that's way more effective than, say, older types of static vents.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. They also talk about their commitment to quality materials and having experienced installation teams who really stick to the manufacturer's rules. Why is that so important for a roof that's actually going to last?
Well, using high-quality materials from known manufacturers, that directly impacts how long your roof lasts and how well it stands up to the elements here in Bergen County. Simple as that. But, and this is key, having experienced installers who follow the manufacturer's exact instructions, that's absolutely vital. It ensures the materials perform like they're supposed to, and it keeps your warranty valid. A bad installation, even with the best materials, can cause leaks, premature failure, just costly problems you don't need.
The sources also mention their clean installation process, protecting the property during the work, thorough cleanup after, even using magnetic sweepers. That sounds like something homeowners would really appreciate.
Oh, definitely. That kind of attention to detail, it says a lot about their professionalism, their respect for your property. I mean, a roof replacement is a big job. It can be messy.
For sure.
Knowing the contractor will take steps to protect your landscaping, your driveway, and then do a really thorough cleanup, that's a big plus. The magnetic sweepers, that's a great touch for picking up stray nails. And then they mention comprehensive warranties covering both the materials and their own work. That gives you that essential peace of mind knowing your investment is protected.
Okay, so for you listening, maybe in Bergen County, how do you know if your home might be kind of hinting it needs some roof attention? What are those key warning signs people should look out for?
Some of the most obvious signs are visual. Cracked shingles, shingles that are curled up at the edges, or shingles flat out missing. Those are clear signs of damage.
Okay.
You might also find a lot of granules, like coarse sand, in your gutters. That's the protective layer of your shingles wearing off. It's like, the roof is going bald.
Oh, okay. Good analogy.
Inside the house, look up water stains on ceilings or walls. Big red flag. Also, if your energy bills suddenly spike for no reason, it could be related to roofing issues, maybe poor insulation or ventilation problems.
Interesting.
And if you're ever in your attic and you can actually see daylight through the roof boards, that's a serious issue, needs immediate attention. A sagging roof line is another bad sign. And just, age, if your asphalt shingle roof is over 20, maybe 25 years old, it's probably getting close to the end of its expected life, even if it looks okay from the ground. See any of those things, definitely time to get a professional inspection.
Those are really useful indicators. And just to make the whole replacement idea maybe seem less overwhelming, the sources lay out AvantGarde's 10-step process. Seems very systematic, keeps homeowners in the loop.
Yes, it's quite structured, covers everything.